with Kellyton and Associates. And this month, we're talking about learning experiences and training design. And this week, I want to talk about 3 changes that will breathe life into your nearly extinct training. So we talked last week about training and learning outcomes and learning experiences. And we even mentioned like, hey, does it really need to be a training? This week, I want to talk about some interactive training techniques that maybe you can implement into your next training to make them not just more engaging, because engagement is important, but really what we're looking for is, can learners practice what they're learning so that we have that long-term behavior change? So again, I'm going to talk about 3 topics that are top of mind for me. And again, there may be others as well that we can touch on at a future date. But one of them is gamification strategies, playing games and training. I say this because games are interactive. You know, that competitive nature is a little bit fun every now and then, but we don't want to do a game for the sake of playing a game. Remember, adult learning, we want to be able to use that information right away in our jobs. So we don't want a game for the sake of playing a game, but we want to ensure that the learning within the game have a purpose. So we're playing a game with a purpose. It has a purpose and an objective to help us drive home a specific concept and to help the learner practice that concept. Case studies, knowledge check games are really good for this. If you read the blog that accompanies this video, I go into a little bit more detail about that. But again, we don't want to play games for the sake of just playing a game, but does the game have a specific purpose in driving home that piece of knowledge and allowing the learner to practice that piece of knowledge? I really love the role playing because again, it allows for that feedback, so to speak, that feedback loop. It allows a learner to practice. It allows them to get feedback. It allows them to try different scenarios, and it allows them to do that in a place where they're not interacting with an actual customer, so to speak. And as I mentioned, providing feedback. So real-time feedback for participants, providing feedback that's constructive, constructive in an engaging manner. So live class feedback, giving real-time feedback. Hey, that was a great response in that particular role play. What if you tried this? And giving the person the opportunity to try that. As I mentioned in that program that I was kind of testing out, that AI program, you can do that to some degree in this particular program that's intended for self-paced courses. I think that's really important. So it allows for real-time feedback. But you can do that in other manners as well, in terms of, creating discussion boards and things like that within your self-paced learning. But also, what are we doing after the training is over? Is there an opportunity for us to observe the person who was trained in action? Can we connect with their manager to have their manager do observations and those sorts of things? Because learning is beyond the classroom experience, so to speak. And to really foster that behavior change, we have to keep providing feedback and keep having these opportunities for people to implement and use what they've learned in their work. I want to continue this discussion into next week. Next week, we're going to talk about tips to keep your post-training flame alive. And so sustaining engagement through feedback and follow-up. If you like this content, don't forget, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can definitely subscribe to our newsletter, or you can follow us on social media. I look forward to seeing you in all of those spaces. Until next time.